Well, we are on the road. We've got a South Dakota deer tag in our pockets and in my pocket. We were originally going to meet up with our buddy Dan Johnson, but just in the last 20 minutes, he told us he got some permission on private, so we're going to kind of do our own thing. We're actually going to check a piece of walk-in that's kind of on the way to our final destination, but Nate called up the owner, and it was an old lady, and she says she's seen a lot of deer and like no hunters, so we're just going to go look at that. We'll probably even just hunt until it gets dark and then worry about finding a piece of ground to camp on, but we're pretty excited. This is one of our only hunts this year without some new hunters in the back seats, so we can kind of just do our thing and find some deer.
Alright, well, we parked the truck, got our camo, and we're gonna split up now. Nate's gonna stay, glass this whole drainage area that looks really good, and then I'm gonna just pop over here probably 100 yards and glass the other side of it. We've got a couple thousand acres of walk-in to be able to work, so I think we got a good chance of spotting something up tonight. Separately and started seeing a lot of deer, lots of does, some young bucks, and then finally had a big boy pop out. He's got a giant frame. So we've got probably an hour of light left, so we're gonna go all over to him. He's probably a little over half a mile, so I think we can cut some distance quick.
And so you saw a few does, and I started seeing a few does, and then I saw a few young bucks, just little guys, and then some turkeys, and then
I saw a nice 3.5-year-old.
Yep.
I kept looking over there because there's a certain age of bucks that hang out with does, and this 3.5-year-old is like, okay, you could be with a group of does, but I feel like you're more of a bachelor group kind of buck.
Mm-hmm.
So I kept looking over in that timber every 5 to 10 minutes. Sure enough, about 6:30, I look. Where I spotted that like 3.5-year-old, he's got a buddy, and his buddy's giant.
We made a mad dash down to try to get close to these bucks, and right now we're just sitting about 150 yards down from them. Our wind just wasn't in our favor, and light's fading, so the best call is just to wait it out, wait till it gets dark, and just hunt them in the morning. It kind of sucks. I mean, that could very well be the biggest deer I've ever seen. But, I mean, we're just going to brace back here tomorrow, and we've got the next couple of days to chase them. Good. Alright, we are back on this same walking piece that we spotted that big one last night. We got here when it was dark. The sun's just starting to pop, so we haven't spotted anything yet, but we're anticipating once the sun starts hitting the hillside, deer start to pop out. It's supposed to get a bit windy today, so we're hoping that we can spot something up quick and then make something happen before like 10 or 11 when the wind starts to pick up. tonight with a couple other bucks and some does. It's a group of at least 6 or 7. They're actually kind of angled towards this way. We gotta figure out a way to cut them off because there's not much to work around right here.
We were watching them at like 300 yards, wouldn't you say? Isn't that what you were?
You were.
I was.
I was going on a big roundabout stalk to get
trying
there.
to get to them. And our wind was fine. It was like a crosswind.
Yeah,
nothing
it was good.
that could touch them. And it was steady. I mean, at least a steady 10 to 15.
You're at the minimum 300 yards. I mean,
Oh, yeah. I mean, it could
probably
further.
closer to a quarter mile.
And it's a group of 6 bucks, the big one and then like a few smaller ones. And they were just going along the hillside, just bedded down. And all of them were bedded down at one point. And then one buck stands up and like is looking around. And then he stands up and looks around, and they all just start just running off. I'm like, what?
So I'm out here. Me and Nate split up this evening. He's on a different piece of walk-in, a couple miles south. But I'm still after that big guy we found. We've seen him last evening and then this morning.
All right, here's the deal. Thompson and I split up again tonight. I'm on a different piece of walk-in hunting. It looks great, but there's a ton of cattle, so I'm not sure how long I'm going to stay here. Probably glass it up a little bit longer before heading out, checking a few other pieces. I feel like cattle push deer out, so not a huge fan. What you think?
Well, gonna enjoy some house. Didn't really see bucks tonight. Didn't see bucks tonight. Saw one doe. Slow day, bad weather. Back
What
at
you
it
got?
again tomorrow. Beef stroke, man. Not as good as my Coors Light beef stroke that my wife makes up for me at home, but it'll do.